Hello again. Today we are going to look at remote desktop or accessing the server desktop remotely from a client. The first thing that we need to do is to verify that the server can allow a remote client to connect. So what we do is that we right click on computer, click on properties, and we will see remote settings. If we click on that, we will see the options here, and currently by default Windows 2000 Server will not allow any connections, so we will allow connections if you are running older clients and this is less secure. You would perhaps use this option, allow connections for computers running any version of remote desktop, but we would prefer to use with newer clients. So let's allow connections only from computers running remote desktop with network level authentication. So a firewall exception is going to be enabled. This will allow that connection to happen. Click OK, and we click apply. We can also select users if we have, seeing that I'm the administrator, I already have automatic access. But if we want to have a select group, let's say there were a group of administrators that you wanted to provide, let's say, access to print services or some other group, some other administrative group, then you could actually add them to this permissions list, and they would also be able to access the server desktop. So we click OK, and that's all there is to it from the server side. So we're going to go to one of our clients. Let's use our Windows 7 client, and we will click on remote desktop connection, and we need to know the IP address of our server, or we can also once we have our DNS server functioning, we could also use the name of the server. So let's try the name first. And here we go. So we will use our administrative account. Now, if you want to always use this, and this is perhaps not the most secure way to do it, you could click on remember my credentials, and that way anytime you click on it, anytime you select that machine, you will always connect with your stored credentials. But this is not always the wisest way to do it, so I would always recommend that if you have to use remote desktop, that you enter the password afresh each time. And here we go. We are now currently logged in to our server, and if we look, we will actually see the server menus and everything that on our desktop that we would normally be accustomed to if we were actually sitting in front of our server. So if we look at, for example, our administrative tools, our server manager, we will see all of the options that we would have if we were sitting at the front of our server. To disconnect our session, or in fact before we disconnect our session, let me show you this. If you actually bring up your server, you will notice that the desktop, the current user has been logged out. Now this is one of the issues that you need to be aware of when you're using remote desktop. Whichever computer that you're using remote desktop to connect to, the current user whoever is logged in at the time on the desktop, they will be logged out and you will then be logged in. Now, remote desktop can also work with client computers. So you could also log in and connect to any desktop on any client computer on your network, as long as you have the authorization to do so and you have enabled it in the options on the computer. So let me show you again how to disconnect the session. You simply look for this bar at the top, and you will see, of course, the name of the computer that you were connected to, and you can just click close, and that will disconnect the session. And there you go. So you could now go in and reconnect or log back in to your server. Thank you.